Hello, I'm Rich, aka cruelbrit, and this is the League of Gaming Gentlemen. Cue music!
It's time for the League of Gaming Gentlemen.
Play ball!
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yay! Hello everybody and welcome to the League of Gaming Gentlemen. I am Rich, as I said at the beginning, aka Cruel Brit, and this is our first episode. What is the League of Gaming Gentlemen, you may ask? Very well, yes. Well, it is a league. It is played by gentlemen and we play games. Yes, it's as simple as that. It is 5 middle-aged men competing for pride and self-worth by playing video games against each other. As sad as it seems, it's going to be hellish entertaining. I'm sure it is. But I think the best thing to do to explain what the league's going to be about is to introduce you to the players, and we'll talk about why we're playing this. So first off the mark is Dave Packer. Hello, Dave. How are you, buddy?
Hello, Rich. I am awesome, mate.
All right. Excellent, excellent. Tell everyone about yourself, who you are, and why the hell you're doing this.
Well, okay. Right, who am I? I'm a middle-aged man. I'm a middle-aged man boy from the burbs. I'm an ace gamer, as we will see at the end of the year. Well, we'll find out, boys, won't we? I'm a DIY enthusiast. I'm a local celebrity.
Oh yeah.
In what context, Dave?
If you look at
being on the sex offenders list isn't a celebrity.
Local celebrity, if you look at everybody's footage from their Ring doorbells.
Are you a postman?
No.
Right.
I am lost. I'm lost.
No, I got a little bit lost, yeah. So
you know, I'm slightly overweight, I'm slightly undersexed.
You can tell he's not the funny one of the group.
I'm not the we'll see about that. Yeah, come on. I'm like you boys. I'm a geek. Let's get it on. Let's play some video games.
Yeah. Well, tell us about the games that you're good at. The games that why you want to compete with us.
The games I'm good at.
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, I'll tell you what. Twin stick shooters. Let's have a bit of twin stick shooters. Let's have some bullet hell shooters. I'm up for some of that. I'm up for some tennis games, some pool games. That's where I think my strengths are. That's where I'm going to do well.
All right. Okay. And what games are you not going to want to see on those lists?
Anything that involves any kind of pressure, because I would just crumble under pressure.
Yeah. So just for everyone, we have done a podcast previously where we had introduced a section called David's Challenged, and this is probably what the genesis, wasn't it, of this idea. Should we explain a little bit about how David's Challenge came about and how you felt about that, Dave?
Yeah, there was a misconception that I wasn't very good at video games.
Yep. And how did that misconception play out? Were we misconceived, or?
Well, it started because I'm not very good at video games. That's probably how it started. And so we played it out for a year, and we saw what happened, and the result was Yeah.
It turns out
not great at video games.
You're not very good at video games. Exactly. Yeah.
I lost narrowly last year. Let's say that.
So we've already done this in a sort of other style of a competitions, and what we really wanted to do with the League of Gaming Gentlemen was to kind of balance it out a little bit, because previously we were always competing against Dave to prove that he wasn't very good at video games, and sometimes you were, sometimes you pulled it out the bag, didn't you, mate? Sometimes you surprised us. Most of the time you didn't surprise us, but talk about the pressure, because how does pressure affect you, Dave?
Well. Okay.
Sorry, was that a pressure of the question affected you?
Yeah, I can't. You put me under too much pressure there. I would say it is the equivalent of dunking a rich tea in your cup of coffee for 3 seconds longer than you should. That's what happens to me under pressure.
Okay. So as you play games, you become more limp as you get towards the end. Is that right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So of the five of us, I know we haven't introduced everyone yet, but as we go round, we will do. Who do you think is going to be your closest rival?
I think you are, Rich. Actually,
that's a fucking insult. That is.
I think we've kind of had our moments last year, and I think we're similar, mate, in terms of skill level. I would say, as much as you don't want to hear it,
Dave. I beat you hands down in every straight competition. I beat you hands down, I'm going to do it again.
Apart from Destiny.
Okay, so Destiny. When for anyone listening to this who hadn't heard us play before, Destiny was a bit of an anomaly of last year where we competed against each other. I'd had a bad day, basically.
Pure Paul, I beat you at Pure Paul as well.
But yes, I guess Pure Paul. But again, poor rule settings against the game. So I think that's so for me.
I got further than you on Resident Evil as well.
Yeah, I didn't play Resident Evil.
Right.
So,
this isn't looking good for you, Rich. To be fair.
Well, no, I beat you at Disc Jam and golf quite easily, and I can't remember what else I beat
Mate,
you
the
at.
golf wasn't easy. Fucking hell, the golf was a nightmare.
But do you know how that feels to me, Dave? When someone said, "I think that you should go for her," but hang on a minute, she's only a 5, and everyone looks at you and go, "Yeah, well, you're only a 4, mate." So it's like, really? I thought I was an 8. No, that's it. Yeah, that's how it feels. All right, okay. So the games you're going to excel at are the twin stick shooters, score chasers,
pool games, tennis games. Most things that involve a ball.
Right. Okay. I did ask you to ask for genres, but I guess pool and tennis. They're not really a genre, are they?
They're genres.
Are they? Sports
Football
games.
involves a ball.
Football games?
You okay at FIFA?
No, I don't know, to be honest, I don't play it.
Right. Racket sports and
Racket
games.
sports and cue sports.
Yeah, exactly. All right, okay. What games are you going to get absolutely trounced at, as I said?
Well, anything,
name some
anything
genres.
pressure related. Anything that involves...
Look at his face.
All right, FPS, shooters, football games.
Anything that requires...
Skill.
No, fast reflexes. I'm gonna struggle. So, okay. I'm historically I'm not good on PvP shooters.
Yeah,
not for me. So that's where anything like that.
What about time trialing, stuff like that, racing games?
It depends how much time we've got to devote to it. If it's over like an hour, I might be alright. If it's something we need to dedicate a number of hours to, I'll just get bored and won't try very hard.
Fair enough. Alright, okay, I think we painted a good picture of you as a player there, Dave. So I'm going to move on to our friend across the globe. Our beautiful long hair, or was not so long hair as you cut it, but it is getting longer. It's growing.
Now he's just got a mullet.
Quickly. But let me introduce.
I've got a Kiwi mullet now.
He has got a Kiwi mullet. Our resident Kiwi, Brit, Kiwi, English New Zealander. It's Duane Pearson. Hello, mate. How are you?
Hello. I'm quite well today, actually. It's very warm. I'm a little bit sweaty because I've got the window closed to stop bloody noise coming through. But yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
It's great to see you. And any idea why you've decided to jump from one podcast to join and start this podcast?
Well, I think as we were getting close to the end of the last the Year of Shame, because that's what we did last year, then Never Again. I think we kind of floated the idea of doing something new and different, and honestly, I think just hanging out with you guys, despite the fact I'm gonna call it now. I'm last at the bottom of the table. That's it. That's my prediction. I'm going to be at the bottom of the table, but it's not about playing. It's about taking part. Taking part with some pretty awesome guys is good enough for me.
Fair enough. It's kind of your thing. What? Okay, so
thanks. I notice nobody argues. No, you're good at games.
Just there to make up the numbers.
I'm just there to kind of.
You're there for the comic relief.
Cannon fodder, basically. Thanks. Yeah, cannon fodder.
Okay, so last time we did a competition and we did this podcast together. Your nickname was No Game Duane, which made it particularly difficult to find games we could compete against. So
bloody nightmare.
So just to kind of interweave what the League of Gaming Gentlemen we're trying to achieve here is to counteract the fact that Duane bought no games whatsoever. Not just for last year during the Year of Shame where he wasn't supposed to. He seemingly has never bought games, but. To try and give us a level playing field, we have all signed up and agreed to sign up to PlayStation Now, which gives us a pool of games to try and pick from. So what we didn't want to do is get caught up in having to buy different games, or everyone trying to match the games, or people picking games which were limited to their current stockpile. So we've opened up PlayStation Now as that's part of this.
Well, we did think the pool was going to be a lot larger than it was, and then Duane threw another spanner in the works. The internet in New Zealand isn't the best for streaming.
Yeah, I can't. It has to be downloaded games only, so I can't do any streaming of the stream. So I think that basically knocks out any of the PS3 or pre-PS3 titles.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
So I thought we.
I'm sorry, your government's so shit. I decided to leave.
Hang on. No politics.
There we go.
It was your choice, Duane. You fucked off.
So Duane, how is it going over there in New Zealand? Anyway, you full resident now, or?
No, still on. I'm not on a residence visa. I'm not permanent resident yet. That's another 1.5 years to go before I can go for that. But I'll get there in time. Yeah.
So yeah, Duane, as seems to be his thing, likes to throw spanners in the works. So I think we've gone down from about 758 games. I think is PlayStation Now. So
yeah.
How many games has that now dropped to?
4, I think. 4.
Fair enough.
No, there's still a nice chunk. There's still a good chunk, but.
It's like a whole load of PS4 games, so that I think we'll have enough to fill a year. So I think we should be okay.
So
once you all eventually get PlayStation 5, that'll open up those as well.
In 2023.
Don't talk about that. Just for everyone. Well, it was Duane was the only one who managed to snaffle himself a PS5, but someone else in the group has as well. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But that was going to be one of our real life challenges, was to be the first to get a PlayStation 5. But that's not a particularly fair challenge, seeing as Duane clearly runs a small bot factory that enables him to buy them. But Duane, on the ever shrunken list that we now have to choose from, what genres are you trying to pick out from there? What games do you think you could be competitive on?
Oh, see, that's quite tricky because I always tend to shy away from like competitive style games, so I'm not big into like your first person shooters. I think Destiny was probably the only first person shooter I kind of ever really got on with. So kind of maybe some time trialing type things. So I think I think my game. I'm not sure if we're announcing games yet, but my game was one which I feel I could do quite well at because it's kind of something I do in real life.
But you're a anaesthetist.
I'm an anaesthetist, yeah. So
is that what you do in real life? Is that the game you've chosen, or is it Sim Hospital?
It's Surgeon Simulator. I think is the one. Surgeon Simulator. Kind of anything sort of time trial-y or score chasey. I think I'm pretty good at.
Rhythm games? Good at rhythm?
No, I'm a musician. I have no rhythm.
You're a bassist. You're not good at rhythm. Are you any good at rhythm?
I'm
games?
terrible at rhythm. I'm no good at rhythm. No,
okay.
To be honest, I have heard your bass playing. Yeah, it's fantastic. Sorry,
I'm gonna do some more of those like little clips and send them through to you, see if you can guess what they are, because that's always good.
Yeah, but
fun.
I think it was more fun you losing your mind when we wouldn't get in it. I think that was more fun.
Yeah, well, it was pretty obscure. That one was pretty obscure. I'd probably go for some.
Some weirdo Phil Collins song.
Put some context behind it, Duane. You played around the bass tune and.
I was just playing around with some software on my new laptop, and I was just like, I recorded me playing a bass line which I'd heard, and I thought, I should learn that. That sounds quite fun. So I learnt it and I recorded it and I sent it through to the guys, just the bass part, and I was like, what song's this? And nobody could get it, and then I realised it's because A, it was quite obscure, and B, most people don't pay attention to the bass line, so despite being the most important part of the music, it generally goes unnoticed.
Duane,
so I'm going to start.
Duane, what song was it?
It was.
What song was it?
It was Something Happened on the Way to Heaven by Phil Collins.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
It's a great song.
Duane, I pay attention to bass lines. I don't pay attention to Phil Collins. That's the problem.
How rude!
What? Hang on a sec. I didn't realise we had.
Phil Collins is awesome.
Hang on a sec. Nobody told us we had a Phil Collins fan on the podcast. I'm out. No. This is not happening.
Phil Collins. Oh my god. Anyway, so I
did listen to the song, Duane. After you put it on, I did listen to the song, and I sort of picked out the bass line. To be honest, it sounded the same as what you did, but it was good. But other than that, it was like exactly the same.
Yeah,
amazing.
So Duane, don't be sorry that we didn't get what your bass line was, because no one listens to Phil Collins because he's absolute fucking shit and garbage. So
no. Oh, you're so.
Rich, you're being a bit harsh on Phil there.
Yeah, a bit harsh on Phil.
Right.
There's some Phil Collins stuff that's good.
And anyway, this podcast, we've got to do. It's got an hour. We're not getting into how bad Phil Collins is.
Okay.
Let me. So, Duane, which genre in particular fills you with dread? I know we've really picked out the top players here. We've explained that Dave is a self-confessed terrible gamer. There he goes, and you don't have any games to play. So, but which ones do you not want to see on that list?
Anything like Call of Duty, that can just fuck off, hateful piece of crap game that it is. So first-person shooters, unless it's Destiny, which I'm okay at.
What's different about Destiny to a Call of Duty?
Call of Duty is just boring.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the problem. I just can't get my head around like real life type first. But I mean, I'm a science fiction kind of guy, so I think that's why Destiny kind of grabbed me.
Yeah, but to be fair, Bungie, who obviously created Destiny, are fantastic at gunplay.
I think that helps. I think it kind of there's kind of like an enjoyment in that kind of like gunplay. I think there's only kind of got from a couple of games. I think Gears of War is another one which kind of I really like the feel of the guns.
Okay, so
we've talked about that before.
So if it was sci-fi, not on this podcast we haven't. If it was sci-fi, you'd be more comfortable with an FPS being put on there. You think you'd be competitive, but if it was a World War II or a straight shooter,
I'd be bored.
Fair enough, but would you be beaten?
Probably.
Fair enough.
Confidence oozing
probably.
out of it.
As I said, predicting now, bottom of the table.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So a real nail biter of competition going on here. Like the other person you just said there was James getting in with his two-penner. So James,
hello.
Introduce yourself. You are James.
I am James. My PSN name is JLucy15.
Yeah. Do you want to explain why?
Yeah. So it's stuck with me for years, 20 years or so. Simply, my favourite rugby player was Josh Lucy. He was a fullback, which was where's number 15. J Lucy 15 was born.
Yeah.
And it's stuck, and I've never changed it.
And in a strange twist of fate, the way me and James met was James randomly joined the game of FIFA to play me under the handle J Lucy. I went to school with Josh Lucy, so that was it. And so I let him in the game. It turned out not to be Josh.
More for you.
It turned out to be James Yarwood.
Yeah.
What a disappointment that must have been.
I can imagine.
Utter disappointment. But hey ho. So James, what do you do, mate? Usually, and what are you looking forward to?
Gaming wise, I've been playing games since I was since the Game Boy. I broke my first Game Boy in anger.
On the toilet,
To be honest, that just didn't
straight
sit right. That phrase did not sit quite right. I broke my first Game Boy.
I broke my first Game Boy in anger on the toilet. Yep, I was playing on the toilet. I got annoyed and I elbowed the screen and it just exploded. It didn't literally explode, but obviously there was, when the liquid gets released, it's like, I then hid it.
You were on the toilet, you got angry and the liquid got released.
yeah. Liquid got released, yeah. So, but gaming rage and breaking things is a regular thing. Well, it's not regular, it's semi-regular. So, a month or two ago, I got really pissed off with, I think it was FIFA, and I took my nice red PlayStation 4 controller out into the garage, got a golf club and took a few swings at it and broke it to smithereens.
Yep.
And then put it in the bin, and I walked back in, more than happy.
So
that's the behaviour of a real winner. That is.
No, we have to let the Wookiee win on this one. I think
we do have to let the Wookiee win. Yeah, exactly. So which genres are your favourite genres then? Ironically,
sports. Yeah, ironically. Yeah. So any sport game, racing games, first-person shooters. I am not saying I'm good at them. I'm just better than these four players.
Yes, fair enough. Well, they've obviously put themselves up on a pedestal. But where's your Achilles heel, James? Which games are going to trip you up?
I'd like to think I'm a good all-rounder, so I don't think there's anything that necessarily will trip me up. However,
so fucking
probably
arrogant.
What a shocker he said.
I'm not going to lie. When we're talking about nearest challengers, I'm hoping that none of you are going to be my nearest challenger. If I had to pick one, I honestly thought it would be Rich. I think Rich is probably going to be the one.
So how can you be confident of a league win with me being there and Dave put me in his pile of despair as well?
Well, I guess that just shows you.
Dave's not saying anything. Yeah.
No, I think Dave's just going on. Although to be fair, he did have a good point. He did beat you in 3 games. You beat him in 2. So maybe I need to rethink my closest challenge.
I think that is. I think there are games. I mean, for me personally, the games that I know I will win at, I won't win at. Sorry, I will compete at heavily. Is driving games, things like Wipeout. I'm pretty sure. Car games with rockets. There's a car and a rocket combined,
and a big ball,
and it's in a league. Then I think I could win that. If it's so I think I can. Rally games. I need to get a bit of practice and learn the tracks, but I'm all right. Duane, I didn't ask you actually. You're saying you're bottom of the league, but who do you think your closest competitor is? Who do you think who matches your style of game? The best.
Who's as shit as you, basically, is what
so
you're
basically you're just asking me who is as shit as me, as Dave so rightly pointed out. Who do I think is as bad as me?
You must be thinking when we play when we play Destiny. When we play Destiny, who is it you're secretly trying to beat?
Well, you, because you were rubbish.
When we were playing Destiny, the person that I was trying to sort of keep ahead of was was Dave, but actually what happened was the persons I was keeping ahead of was Dave and you.
Yeah. All right.
I was kind of sticking sort of evenly with Stu, and obviously well behind James because he's just fucking amazing at everything, you know.
Oh, James, I love you.
Whoa!
Because you know he's so good at games.
Has he paid you off?
James is good at James.
We'll see how good I am. That's the whole point of this. I think if we're looking at my Achilles heel, platformers, things like that, I'm not particularly good at score chasers, I don't think, because I'm very much I'm quite a perfectionist, so I get frustrated if I don't do it well the first time. As you'll know, Rich, when we play Formula 1 2019.
Yeah, you push it too hard round the track, and you crash.
I push from the get-go as opposed to ease. I don't ease myself in. I try and run before I can walk, as the expression goes.
Excellent.
And I generally fall flat on my face.
You must be quite an aggressive lover then, if you don't ease it in.
I feel sorry for his wife.
Got to go in dry.
On many levels.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well. On that note, let me introduce you to player 4, Stu. Hello. How are you, sir? Lovely to see your gorgeous face in that, and I can see you've got a PS5 behind you. Or is that a radiator?
It's a radiator. It's not a PS5. It's the size of one, though. I'll tell you.
Fair
yes,
enough.
I am the other lucky guy who got the PS5 out of our group. So, and it was completely by being in the right place at the right time. It was completely luck. So, anyway,
congratulations, Stu.
Thank you.
I am envious, I have to say.
Yeah, it's good. It's good, but I don't really want to badger on about it until everybody gets one, and because I don't want to be the gloating.
That's because you're a nice bloke, Stu, and I knew you would say that.
Unlike someone else we know.
He hasn't put anything on there about it, and I thought he hasn't put anything on there because we haven't all got one, so he's being nice. Fair play to him.
He's not
Duane's
waving.
been raving about it.
He's not being.
It's amazing.
Around.
I love it.
So, Stu, your time, sir. Tell everyone who you are and what you like playing.
Right. Hello, my name is Stuart. My PSN ID is ThatStuart. I come from the West Midlands, and I'm 47. Any more questions you need to know?
Good sense of humour.
Well, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. No. But everything at the moment's okay. Obviously, we're depending on when anybody's listening to this, but we are still heavily in lockdown in the UK, and it sucks ass. But doing what we can, so to get through it and all that kind of stuff. So, but no, it's at the moment everything's all tickety-boo. And yes, I'll just mention it. Yeah, again, I got a PS5, so I've got a new toy to play with, and it's all great. But ironically, I've only played one PS5 game. I'm still playing Division 2, boys. Still playing Division 2.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
Yeah, do you know how you know if someone's got a PS5 or not?
I don't know, Richard.
No,
how do you know
how,
if
Rich?
somebody's got a PS5 or not?
They mention it every fucking 2 minutes.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly.
How
Stu.
are the loading times on Division 2?
The same as before, because it's a PS4 game. It's a PS4 game,
Yeah.
Moving on.
so... Anyway, so...
Anyway.
I think, was it something about the genres you want me to ask? Why am I good
Well,
at
no,
it?
let me. Well, first of all, I want to know why someone who proclaims to hate competition has even agreed to be in
Oh, mate, I know.
a league of gaming
Well,
gentlemen of the
again, I mean,
competition.
the trope has already been said. Like we were all on the last podcast together, which was only a year-long podcast, and at the end of it, we were going, we could do that, can't we? And it was that. So I wanted to do that, and wanted to be involved in it. Didn't realise I was going into such competition. I gotta say. So, but no, it'll be fun. I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm not a competitive person at all, and the reason I'm not is because God, this is going to sound rubbish. Dave said he's crap. Duane says he's crap. I'm going to say I'm not very good. I'm not going to say I'm crap. I'm not very good. So really, is this the James show, or Is this what this is going to be?
Listen, I know you guys. I know you guys from the previous competitions, and I know you guys from playing the game that we played before, right?
Yeah.
To kick this one off. So we have already played our first game, so we know this, and I know you guys are competitive. You're basically just being humble.
No, maybe,
guys.
but like my is a bit like Duane. I am more of a single player guy, and really that's it. I love my third person action shooters.
Yeah, exactly.
My massive. Obviously, I'm a massive Mass Effect fan. I love the franchise, but and I like shmups as well. So like R-Type and things like that. But I like stealth games, which I know you got. Is it Breakpoint, the Ubisoft one? Never really got into that one, but like Deus Ex and Assassin's Creed and all that kind of stuff, really like. But then trying to portray that into being a competition, how do you do that? That's quite a hard thing to do. So I'm trying to figure out. Now I do like first person shooters, but in the single player arena, because it's like with Dave. It's just I'm not fast enough. It's just the pressure gets on you, and you just end up being cannon fodder, and you don't really enjoy it. But because we're having, I think our competitions are going to be more structured. I think we're only going to have rooms of us 5 in there, if there are more people in there, we're only going to like count towards us, and so that's going to be a bit more focused then. So I think I'll be slightly better on that one. The worst genres, renowned for this one, it's 2D platformers. I hate them. I cannot get into them. I do not understand why everybody gushes over them. They're just annoying, and the level design of this Mario level, it's incredible, isn't it? Is it? But
my nightmare would be if someone pulled Cuphead out and something like that. I don't think that is. I think the closest
beautiful game to look at, but my God, no.
the closest is going to be Dave's kind of twin stick shooter stuff. That the point chasing stuff like that, the stuff that Dave likes doing, the 2D fighting games. I'm button mashing ones. I'm terrible at learning combos.
Well, you know what then? This sounds like you've just read my list out, which is quite good. So I'm not good at fighters, even though. Anyway, we'll move on to that. At sports games, God, I have no. But saying that though, I believe last year you and Dave did a everybody's golf competition.
Yep.
And I kind of, I was going to be in that competition, but I couldn't do it because I only had it on the Vita, and I actually quite ended up enjoying it. And I noticed on PlayStation Now, everybody's golf's on there. So I might just dig that out.
Dave, how do you feel about everybody's golf coming out?
I think a revisit of everybody's golf would be quite good.
It's just a fresh start, fresh palette. Everybody.
That was 2020 had a lot of low points, didn't it? It was a fucking shit year for everyone.
And that was a definite high. That was a definite high.
That was the lowest point of my year, and that was amongst a global pandemic. So you can imagine how bad that was.
Coronavirus. That was a low point.
It was not good.
The saying "defeat from the jaws of victory" is very apt.
And to be honest, I was undone by the drink.
Well,
I was
pressure
and beer.
You're like the Paul Gascoigne of the League of Gaming Gentlemen.
Exactly.
You're absolute genius.
I Paul Gascoigne.
You just can't stop drinking.
Yeah. I Paul Gascoigned everybody's golf so hard that after we finished it, I bought 4 cans of Newcastle Brown Ale and went and met a mass murderer on the riverbank.
Awesome. Is that Paul Gascoigne? Oh yeah, that's a Paul Gascoigne story, isn't it? Yeah. Who was that guy he met?
Levi.
Oh my God.
Is it Levi someone? Oh, I don't know. Anyway.
You're not thinking of Levi Roots, are you? The guy who did
I think I was.
Reggae sauce.
Reggae sauce. It wasn't him.
I think in your drink-addled mind, Dave, anything's possible. In fact,
he took some lager to a bloke that had killed people.
With a fishing.
With a fishing rod. He didn't kill people with a fishing rod, but he killed people, and then there was a fishing rod at some point.
Lovely explanation, Dave.
He didn't kill people with a fishing rod.
Sure
That's how hard I Paul Gascoigne that. Everybody's golf challenge.
So after everybody's golf, you met Levi Roos, who was making
Down by the river.
Killed him with a fishing rod.
Exactly. That's how pissed off I was.
Okay, Stu. Sorry to tread over your intro, mate, but I think we're pretty much we've gone round the room there and introduced the guys. So as you can see, this is a hot bed of competitive spunk.
I
Yes.
want to know what you think, Rich. I want to know who you think your nearest competitor is.
Well, I do. Ironically, I do think it is. I am very much on most of the games. Probably, Dave is much better than we give him credit for, and so I do see Dave as a winner. But I do think there are some games. If I pick wisely, I can beat you at, James. So that's fine. And I think Duane and Stu in there are equally excellent gamers in their own genre. So Stu, I do think with a trophy sort of competition or sort of a time trial or a speed run, or Duane picking out like a Bloodborne style game where you're having to carefully pick your way through, then that will undo me. Especially any point chasers is gonna, as I just said, is gonna probably be problematic. Racing games, sports games, hybrid games like Rocket League, Wipeout, strategy games, if anyone would accept playing things like Blood Bowl or XCOM 2, strategy games, chess, maybe poker, card games, not like Uno, anything like that. That's
skill
then
based.
I've got a pretty good, I got a good chance. Yeah. But yeah, Uno isn't skill based, as we know.
Well,
from previous
isn't
competitions.
it?
It's not. Let's just stop the debate here. It's not a skill based game. Okay, so yeah, everyone. That's basically it. That's the five of us. It's an excuse for us to get round the table. Every 30 days, or hopefully a lot more than that, and just go to head, have a laugh, have a drink, and just enjoy each other's company and add a little spice of competition. So if you don't think it's going to be competitive, then think again, because yeah, you only have to watch some of our streams to know how spiky it can get. But what I think we do now is explain the rules, guys. What I'm going to do now on the podcast is explain the rules, how we are going to run this competition, how we're going to keep it in check, because our previous learnings from before is that if we don't lock these rules down, guys, there's some liable cheating that goes on and incredible amounts of bending of rules that goes on, James.
And Rich.
What did I do?
Rich.
Yeah, James.
Rich.
Yeah. I don't know bend of the rules, but we need to make sure these rules are tight and make sure that there's no getting around them. But yeah, we can't kind of lock them in completely, and I'm sure that you guys will find a way to get around them. So the first thing to do is explain how the scoring works. Okay, so we're going to do this monthly, and each month we're going to have a game to play, and we're going to play that competitively. It's going to be time based, so we don't end up trying to, spend the month competing against each other. For example, so if someone says try and get as many trophies as possible, and it's who puts the time in. This has got to be done over an hour or 2 hours or a number of rounds, so it kind of locks it in there. We're going to announce the games that we're going to do the next month at the end. That does give everyone at least a month's worth of practice. You're completely welcome to dive in and practice as much as you want, but the actual competition will be on the day. Okay, so we're always going to pick a game that can be competitively ranked. Okay, from 1 to 5. So you can have a first, second, third, fourth, or fifth. Now we can either do that when we're playing the game against each other, like Destiny. We could do a death match where someone could win top of the table, or we could do a league where we play each other in a round robin. So I play Dave plays Stu, etc., etc. We then have a top two, a third and fourth place. Okay, so it's always going to be constructed around that time-based concept that we just get in there and have to play the game and finish it. First, second and third place will be awarded 3, 2, 1 points respectively. And to ensure there's a little bit more fun in this and it's not all just head-to-head competitions and going like that, we're going to add a little bit of a side play in, something a bit more fun, probably a bit more content driven. And we're going to come up with at least 4 real world challenges. So these are going to be challenges that are outside of gaming. I haven't thought of any yet. Duane seems to have thought of a few things that we could compete in real life together. If you win that challenge, there's 2 bonus points available. So you can get 3 points for a win, and every third month, say for the real life challenge, you can get a bonus 2 points. But because we want this to be competitive, we've got a couple of, I guess, mechanisms that we've built into this system to ensure that we don't just get James leading the pack. So these are basically ways to keep James's supposed gaming dominance. Honestly, James, if you are the Manchester United, Liverpool, Man City of this series, you're kind of on a pedestal here, because if you don't come first place, then it's definitely second.
If I don't come first, this will be a one and done podcast for me.
A one and done podcast. You've heard it here, folks. If James does not win this podcast this year, in this 12 months, he's done. Now what?
He's throwing his toys out the pram and he's done.
What
yes.
a bloody baby.
And as my
6'6"
stuff, I'm good at throwing toys out the pram.
6'6", 16 stone or 18 stone baby. I don't know. Where are you at the moment, mate?
19, I would say.
I'm
looking at him now, I would say at least 19.
So I'm 117 and a bit, 117 and a half, almost 118 kilograms, whatever that is in stone.
What is that?
It's about 18 and a bit, just under 19, I think.
It's the same amount of cocaine that they brought in on that banana shipment this week, basically. Yeah. So anyway, I was expecting a shipment of bananas. They haven't turned up. So I got distracted. Okay, so a little bit of a leveler to make sure that this keeps it interesting. We've designed this thing called the blue shell booster. So if you're lagging in the league, if you're last place in the league, and you're not winning the points, you're not getting there, and you need to. It's stolen maybe from Nintendo. I've got it right way around, have I, Duane? It is the blue shell, not
blue shell.
Red
blue shell can
yeah.
fuck off. It's a pain in the ass. I hate the blue shell.
Well, this might help you.
I might love the blue shell.
You might love this concept. So the way you play the blue shell is if you are in last place, you get 1 blue shell to play in the year. You can play the blue shell in any given month. If you to play it means you challenge the leader. It's just you against the leader. Everyone else can join in, but you challenge the leader to a game of your choice. And if you win that challenge, you can either add 5 points to your score to get yourself off the bottom of the league, if you want, or you can take 5 points off the leader. So that can only happen by the leader, okay? So that gives it a little bit of extra zing. At the end of the year, I'm sure there will be an awful trophy that we've designed, and it will probably in the shape of a log.
Can I just say one thing about the Blue Shell Challenge?
Yes.
The leader is just defending their position. If they win, they just stay on the same amount of points. They don't gain anything.
Good point. Yeah. So the leader is there to. The leader just has to accept the challenge. Or I guess automatically lose 5 points. No, hang on here. Yeah, the leader has to accept the challenge, but nothing happens to the leader. Okay, so that should level things out if things are starting to sort of stretch out.
Does it have to be a video game, or can it be something else?
No, it has to be the video game. Blue Shell Challenge has to be a video game of your choice. Yep. The real life challenges, whatever the hell these might be, are just additional points to win, right? The other mechanism we've got to kind of level this league out is that to make sure that the games being picked are fair and to somewhat random. Yeah, and also we built in a system which the games being picked over the year will start to favour those who are struggling with the games being picked. So the way that we've done this is that we have the first challenge we all agreed on, friendly agreed on which game to play, and we've as I said, we've already played that. But the games going forward, we've all chosen a game that we would like to play, that we think we've got personally a chance of scoring some points on. Those go onto a wheel, and that wheel is spun, and the next challenge is chosen. Now, the following month, if you lose that challenge, if you're bottom of the table, if you come fifth, what you get is the ability to replace the previous challenge on the wheel with one of your choice. Hopefully what that mechanism then does is, as the time goes by, is that if people are struggling in the league, the choice of their game starts to get a bit more prominent. So we start to balance things out. So that should make things interesting and fun. And so I think, shall we introduce the game that we've played this week?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think we should.
Okay, guys. All right. So, as I said, we chose we all agreed the game. The game we chose was supposed to be a game that that anyone had played, because previously, as we said on the Year of Shame challenge, we'd been banned from playing any new games, and this game came out last year. So we were hoping this was a game that no one had played, except James suspiciously knew all the rules,
Everything.
He did.
every tactic.
He did, actually, yeah, he did.
Every single tactic that could possibly
Because
be known about it.
he'd been watching.
Because he'd
other
been
people
watching
play it.
YouTube, okay?
Twitch.
Which is
I think you
fair
find Twitch.
enough. Basically watching Twitch, okay? So that's how competitive James is. But that game was Among Us. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little break. Among Us has been played. It is up on our YouTube channel. So pause the podcast now. Pop over to the League of Gaming Gentlemen YouTube channel, which Stu is... How's it easily found?
Right.
Is that it?
It's not easily found in that sense. Because
Excellent.
no, because it's a new channel. If it's under 100 subscribers, you can't have a custom name. So it's just a random letters. But what I will do, in the show notes, there will be a link to the Among Us video. So click on that link and then you'll get it there.
Brilliant. So pop over there now and go and watch us compete with Among Us on the first game.
Like and subscribe as well.
So welcome back if you went over to watch Among Us, and therefore you know the scores. But what we'll do is we'll just do a little bit of a recap. So we chose Among Us because we thought it would be a level playing field of a game. But to be fair, I'd never played it, and one of the challenges we actually had after choosing Among Us was to work out how the hell we scored it. So we left that to Dave to work out the scoring system. And obviously Dave has got his notes in front of him and probably explained to everyone how the hell that scoring worked.
Of course, yes. So, I'm not going to assume that there are people listening to this that aren't familiar with how Among Us works, because it's an insanely popular game and I'm sure everybody knows how it works. So you are either an imposter or a crewmate. Right, so the scoring system, if you are an imposter and you win, you got 5 points. In addition to winning and getting 5 points, if you were an imposter, every kill that you made gave you 1 point. If you were a crewmate and you won the game or won the round, you get 4 points. Also, if you were a crewmate and you voted to eject the imposter, you got 2 points. If you were a crewmate and you voted to eject somebody who you thought was the imposter but you got it wrong and they weren't the imposter, you scored -1 point.
Yeah,
So that was the scoring structure for the game.
Yeah, so we played that over 10 rounds. So if you didn't manage to catch the stream of doing it, we'll talk about exactly what went on there. So we played that over 10 rounds. There for me there was a couple of contentious points in that scoring system. There was a point there which we didn't think we'd defined down whether or not the 2 points given should have been given if you just voted at any point for the imposter, or whether your vote had caused the imposter or crewmate to be ejected. I don't know if anyone had noticed that. I think in the game I was complaining about that. However, I don't think it would have made a massive difference. So the end result was Dave.
What, you want the scores?
Yes.
That's
the whole point of this. That's the whole point of this podcast.
Professional, on point.
I'll give the scores.
Amazing. Thank you, Dave.
I'll work up from last place.
Absolutely.
So in reverse order. In last place.
Sorry, Dave. I'm just still laughing. Do you want the scores? Yeah, it's the league. It's the fucking league. It's the whole point of it.
You caught me by surprise. What can I say?
I am sorry. We told you we're doing this on Friday.
So, I need at least 7 days to get to grips with something. Right, so the scores in ascending order. In last place with 5 points. That is shit.
Thanks.
Thanks. Duane.
Woo! Well done, Duane.
Congratulations.
I was shit. In my defence, I had no idea what the fuck was going on most of the time. I was like busy doing tasks and then suddenly I was dead and I was like, what?
It's a bit like the hospital, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Suddenly I'm dead. It's like his job. People are dead. He's like, what's happened?
Why are they dead?
Oh, that's dark. It's dark. Continue.
That's too dark. It's too dark.
Continue.
I must have used too much anaesthetic again. I hope my boss doesn't find out. In fourth place, with 19 points. That's a 14-point gap.
That is a 14-point gap, right? That's quite a tamping, mate.
Was me.
Yay.
Unfortunately, that 14-point gap gives you no difference in the score.
Yeah, so
0 points.
Yeah, what we're saying is
Zero.
you and Duane get nothing. Is that right?
Well, but both of us score 0, although it's a gap of 14 points, which is large.
It's a moral
What's the gap?
victory.
What was the gap between you and James though? We'll get there. Okay, we'll
Hang
get
on, let's get there. That
We'll
was
get
The gap between myself and third place, which was Stuart. Congratulations, Stuart.
Congratulations, everyone.
Well done,
This is the
Stuart.
first podium place.
Thank you.
Would like to point out this was done on the last round. Round 10.
It all happened on the last round. Yes.
How many
Give
points
the
did he
points,
beat you by, Dave?
He beat me by 1 point. He scored 20 points overall. He was 1 point behind
You know
me
what?
going into the last round.
As
He scored
like
2
everybody,
points
you
more.
talk to anybody who likes football, there we go. A win's a win.
It
Can I
is.
say a win's a win?
Yeah, it
win
is
is a
true.
win.
Fair play to you. In second place was Richard Purvis
Ooh,
Yeah.
on
Thank
27 points.
Yeah.
27.
Which, seeing as I was on -4 or 6 for the first 6 rounds or something.
You started. You had a bad
Yeah,
start.
if I remember the start of the
You had a
game,
bad
you were
start.
throwing your toys out the pram to saying it was a fix or something.
Well, I tell you what was a fix was that perhaps you just announced James's score, which was so James clearly won. Congratulations, James! Everyone does. Well,
Thank
what
you
was
very
the
much.
score?
James scored 36.
36.
So
So
what
that's
was
the difference of 22.
So I don't imagine the masses are cheering
22,
for that predictable result, but
17?
They're groaning.
There's still-
People are groaning.
There was still a bigger difference
You know
between
what?
me and Dave than there was to you and Dave, Duane.
Come on, everybody. James won, so everybody, round of applause. Well done, James, for the first point.
Well done. Congratulations, James.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations,
I know that hurt you
James.
to say, Dave. Thank you.
But hang on a minute. I felt that being an imposter was easier than being a crewmate, especially when crewmates like Stu didn't complete his tasks as a ghost.
I didn't know you're supposed to complete them as a ghost. I thought, I'm a ghost. I'm going to follow Dave. That's all I was doing.
I'd like to go back and just review how many times James was actually imposter in that, because I think
He imposted a lot, actually. I think it was about half.
I think I was once the imposter.
Yeah. So
Being the
James,
imposter was a scoring opportunity.
Yes. However,
So James, how
wait,
did you fix that?
I didn't fix it. I just never got. You lot never voted me off as the imposter. Duane, you were the imposter once. Did you get voted off?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Eventually.
Dave, you were the imposter twice, Dave, I think. How many times did you get voted off? Once.
Probably twice. But I am a terrible liar.
What was everyone's tactics? Well, I mean, my tactic was actually trying to be as quiet as possible at points. I thought
That must have been hard.
Yeah, but
That's why we muted everybody, if you remember.
Well, obviously we muted it, but when it came to the discussions, I felt that you always wait for someone else to say something first and then back them up.
Yeah.
Well, that was my tactic.
You mean-
that was tactic to wait for an accusation to go and then go, oh yeah, actually, and back
You
them
mean
up.
you're like the very first round where Dave just went, it was James.
Yeah. Well,
And it was me, and no one believed him.
the problem
I came across that problem a couple of times, to be honest.
No one
Unlike-
believed that honest face.
I couldn't quite work it out because it's the opposite, isn't it? It was like, you're such a bad liar, Dave. I was like, you're such a bad truth teller because you were telling the truth, but it sounded like you were lying.
I had two major disadvantages on this game.
Is it
being
being
first
absolutely
one-
shit-faced one of them?
I had three major disadvantages on this game.
What's that?
One of them was that. The second one was I'm a really terrible liar. And the third one was I was operating with a bunch of complete fucking idiots.
Yeah, but you...
No, fair play. I mean, yeah, fair play.
I said to you, I walked into a room that Rich was walking out of, and there was a fucking dead body in it. And I said to you guys, I reported the dead body. I said it was Rich. We've literally crossed paths on the doorway. There's a dead body in that room. It was Rich, and we'd
voted for
already
Rich.
established.
Yeah, but you were telling the truth. That's what I'm saying. This is the opposite.
yeah.
You were
And I
telling the
voted for
truth.
Dave.
You convinced me to vote for you by telling the truth. You told the truth, and I changed my mind. I went, Dave is so unconvincing. I'll vote for him.
But you'd
as
fucking
imposter.
done it, and I said you'd done it, and everybody said no, and they voted against me. I couldn't. Oh my
No,
God,
on the
I couldn't
first,
believe
no,
it.
on the first one, Dave. You were trying to convince me it was James, and I voted you off. But you were so unconvincing
Exactly.
in telling the truth.
Well, it
that
turns
I
out
said to-
I'm terrible at lying, and I'm also terrible at telling the truth.
Yeah.
So yes, this is not my game.
And that scuppered me for 3 or 4 rounds, so that was it. Stu, how did you find it?
Oh, I never played it before. I didn't know you had to do tasks as a ghost. That was completely. All I was doing was following. I think it was following Dave most of the time. Or if I thought somebody was the murderer, then I would follow them.
I found it a bit confusing about why the ghost could do the tasks, but at the
Yeah,
end I
that's
realised why,
why-
because it's impossible for the crew to do all the tasks.
Oh, is that why? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It,
No, but I
just,
think-
it just doesn't
I
seem
think one of my
possible
favourite
once
moments
you're
is
down to one.
when Duane got killed, and then he was accused of being the killer.
Yeah, that was
It
me.
was just brilliant. And he's going, "I'm dead."
As he said, it was the ultimate ruse.
I know the
ultimate ruse.
Yes.
No, I found it good. I mean, I want to play it again. I mean, to be fair, I bought the full version off Steam, So it had all the. It didn't like give you any. Didn't give you any buffs. It gives you all the. Was it the cosmetics and all that crap?
Yeah,
anyway.
you rocked up with pets and hats and all sorts
Anyway,
of stuff.
so
All the gear.
and it seems like a great game, and I probably want to play it more now. But I didn't play any of it before going in, which is a mistake. Which I think now. I mean, stop me if I'm wrong, but when we first devised this whole league, we went right then. We're going into games blind. We're not going to know, and we just think that's going to be terrible, isn't it? But now we can practice as much or as little as you want. It's on you really what you do. So
yeah, I do think that's why we give ourselves some space to at least get familiar with it. Because, I didn't think it was going to work running a league in Among Us, but if anyone hasn't actually had competitive
the
league,
rules,
it does work.
The rule we managed to glean the because obviously Among Us isn't a esports game, but PC Gamer did an article, and that's where we gleaned the rules from on the scoring and how to do it. So
yeah,
but yeah, I mean it worked well. I mean, but I think next time we'll just do it as just a friendly, just a bunch of guys hanging out.
I don't think there is, as much as you say, I don't think there is such a thing as doing it as doing a friendly.
No, we won't be doing that as a friendly.
I play to
Even
win.
with nothing on the line, it's not going to be friendly.
Now I've got my head around it. I think I can take James on there. I think we can take James down because you did add a competitive advantage of knowing all the tactics to do. But
I will agree with that.
I found it quite stressful. I did quite funny kind of learning the tactics on the hop, which probably everyone knows if you played it over time, but ending up following each other when you start following each other around and then not realising that the person you're following is the killer. That happened a couple of times. And
that's about I guess I'm getting lost as well because you don't get a mini map. And I keep thinking, well, what room have I got to go in now? So you have got a mini map, but you've got to go into a menu, haven't you, to get the map? Figure out where you are, and then go right. I've got to go over there now and do stuff. There.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the 10 rounds, though, I think we got it.
Yeah, I think we're kind of getting to grips with it. I hated the on-screen joystick as well. That I just can't get my head around that. I need something a bit more real life.
I was using mouse.
Were you playing it on your phone, Duane?
It was horrible.
I was playing on my iPad. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I played it on an iPad as well, and I found that my daughter was sort of saying, "I can't believe you're playing it on that. Play on your phone. It's impossible to play." I don't really see the joystick or whatever.
Well, she said you should play it on the piano, Daddy.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah. Whatever that means. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. Well, that was good. That was good. I mean, I'd recommend the game.
I would.
Recommend
Oh
the game?
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
It's good fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun. Yeah,
Good fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know how we'll match up, but I'm sure we'll all sort of vote on our favourites and league our favourites at the end of it. So okay, what is next for the League of Gaming Gentlemen?
I would just quickly like to point out that I have 3 points. I'm winning.
Yeah.
James, can I just
go on.
interject? Whilst you might have 3 points and be winning, I have a PlayStation 5.
Touche!
Fuck you!
You are the ultimate winner, Duane. Well done.
I am the ultimate winner.
You are the winner. So let's work out how we're going to lock horns again and get into this and get everyone else up the league. So the way this is going to work is that each month, just a reminder, we are going to put the 5 games in, as we've said, spin the wheel, and that will be the next challenge. You lose the challenge.
There's a wheel.
You get to the yes. Now, to make this even more fun, how much more fun this is going to be, Dave has volunteered. DIY Dave has volunteered to create an actual.
That's what my wife calls me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for different reasons.
Or what she's enforced you.
Is that because you've rolled over and she's gone, no, just do it yourself, Dave?
Yeah.
DIY.
Dave does a lot of DIY in the bathroom.
I can imagine he does.
Especially the shower.
That's why his gaming room's not been sorted out yet, because he goes to his gaming room to do his DIY.
Yes.
Honestly, I could go on DIY SOS.
Yes. Go on then. Okay, so for better or worse, we agreed to allow Dave to create a physical, in real life wheel, and none of us have yet seen it. So without further ado, and you need to be taking a video of this, Dave, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Without further ado, Dave, will you reveal the wheel?
Reveal the wheel. Reveal the wheel. Reveal the wheel. Reveal the wheel. Let's reveal the wheel. Reveal. Reveal that wheel. Let's reveal the wheel. Reveal the wheel. Reveal the wheel. Yes, I can hear you, Clem Fandango.
You just downed a load of gin.
Here we go.
The wheel.
Oh,
I can't wait to see this. I've got to pin this on.
Where we're going?
That's the best. I love it. Oh my god. That is some real
awesome.
beautiful. That is amazing. Dave, can you please take us through the construction and describe for the listeners what we are seeing? And listeners, there will be a visual of this.
Oh my god, that's the best thing I've ever seen.
So
can you take me through your construction of this?
this is it's called the Wheel of Games.
Thank you.
I've made it out of some cardboard.
Oh my god, that's not. I thought it might be mahogany. That's not mahogany, is it? No.
No, it's cardboard.
And what cardboard is it? What box did you destroy to make that? Is it?
There were a couple of boxes that sacrificed themselves to make this, and fair play to them.
I'm especially impressed by the amount of colour you've put on there.
And how is it held together, Dave?
Well, if you will turn your attention to the centre of the wheel,
yeah,
you will see that there are some metal objects there. There is a bolt and
describe it.
Some washers.
It's a bolt and washers, is it? Right, okay.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, boys. This took some time to construct, but it also took some time to test.
Is that packaging tape as well?
Yeah. Yes.
Excellent.
There's a lot of packaging tape. There's a lot of packaging tape.
Does this thing spin?
And to be honest, it looks like some kind of console on the bottom. The base is quite elaborate.
Well, it's just structural integrity. That's all it is. It's just keeping it standing upright.
To be honest, it's the only thing with integrity in this entire podcast.
But it has some test spins. I'll say that it has some test spins.
Yeah.
And
and how many times does it come up with the same game?
Well, it's funny you should say that. There was a point where it continually stopped on a particular game, so I had to trim. I had to balance the weights on it.
Okay.
To make sure that.
So you've rigged this as well?
No.
He's de-rigged it somehow.
Okay, right.
Do you realise how difficult it is to split a circle into 5 equal parts? Do you understand how difficult that is? It's so difficult to do that I didn't bother doing it. That's how difficult it is. That's how difficult it is. I didn't bother doing it. So,
Dave, are you telling me that you may well have pack-a-fived the
I fucking did, because I looked on YouTube. Honestly, Google now how to split a circle into 5 equal parts. It will fucking melt your brain. Honestly, it will melt your brain. There's
I'm not entirely sure it will, but anyway.
There's numbers. There's oh my god.
I
didn't.
revealed a geometric nightmare for Dave by only having 5 choices. I can see it now, actually.
It's crazy. So I built it, I span it, and there was a test process. So it ended up on the same game a few times. So I trimmed some stuff off the wheel, and I guarantee you,
It's random.
I guarantee you, the last 8 or 9 spins, it is landed on a different.
It's difficult with 5 choices for 8 or 9 spins to land on.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
but you get the gist. Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't entirely make sense. What I just said,
Yeah.
I understand that.
I found a flaw. I found a flaw in our perfectly constructed podcast here. Is that we've asked Dave to construct a geometric.
But you
diagram.
get the gist. You get the gist that it is random.
Okay.
So
To be honest, random is exactly how that wheel could be described. It's beautiful, mate. On
Thank
the
you.
top of it, what does it? Who did
it
the
says
design
wheel
at
of
the top?
It says Wheel of Games.
That's a nice little touch there, is Dave. Thank you.
And you need to explain what games are on there.
So we've got Dirt 4.
James.
Yep, that's from me.
Okay.
We've got Overcooked 2.
Yep. I chose that to try and put a bit of fun. It's not. I'm actually no good at it.
Fun.
I know. I thought it'd be good. Actually, I've tried playing it since I've chosen it, and it's a fucking nightmare. But there is a competitive mode on it, a versus mode, where you change the chef from L1 and R1.
Okay, cool.
And it's but to be honest, it's a complete random choice from me. Go on.
Rich, I appreciate what you've done there, to be honest, because you could have picked a game that you were certain to win at, which was no fun at all for any of the viewers,
Yeah.
like James did, but you didn't. So, right, next game is Everybody's Tennis, which is my pick. I originally was going to pick AO Tennis 2, which I had to go at, but fuck me, that is hard to get into, that game. So
That is a tennis simulator.
it
the
is
same
mate.
way that
You're
Gran
spot on
Turismo is
saying
a
that.
driving simulator, and I
Exactly.
did not like it at all. I'm sure I would like it if I put 100 hours into it, but I could not get the ball to move left, right on even the practice. This is going to be bullshit.
Everybody's Tennis is, well, it's like Everybody's Golf. It's pick up and play.
Yeah,
We'll have some fun with it.
good
If
stuff.
it gets picked, which it may do, it may not. We'll see how rigged the wheel is. Oh, fuck, did I say that out loud? Sorry. Next game, Injustice 2. Who wants to talk us through that?
That was me.
That's an outfield choice.
I
for
know.
you,
Well,
Stu.
that was
Very
because of
random.
Duane has kiboshed all my games I wanted, which unfortunately he had to stream that one, and he can't stream it because I wanted
Right.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. So I ended up going with Among Us. We're not.
But if
Among Us,
you wanted a
Injustice 2.
Tetris-alike, there is Tetraminos.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. But anyway, I always thought, you know what? We haven't had a fighter yet, and it's superheroes. I had a quick go last night. I've never played it before. I had a quick go last night. Beat up
Yeah.
Superman, which I was quite happy with because I don't like Superman. So all good. So yeah, that's my choice anyway. Thought it'd be good content, to be a good laugh. Everybody beating each other.
That's the one I don't want to come up. I hate fighting games. I hate them.
Okay, the next one is Steep. Who's chosen that?
That was me, because snowboarding in it.
In it.
Yep.
Yep.
Dwayne again, a keen snowboarder. Yeah, no, I would have chosen that. It'd be a game I would have chosen. So I'm hoping Steep comes up. Steep. I don't really want Overcooked 2 to come up. I don't know why I'm chosen it. After playing
Out of Injustice 2 and Overcooked,
actually,
which one do you want?
Steep for me. Dwayne, obviously
Probably
Steep.
Steep. I think I could probably do
okay.
okay. Could probably do okay. Injustice. Probably Dirt 4. Racing, boring, because it's not Mario Kart.
Yeah. Okay, James. Which one don't you want to come up?
Overcooked.
Overcooked. Which one don't you mind apart from your own? Which other ones make you fancy?
I've had a go at Steep. I think that would be good fun. I like Steep. I quite like Steep to come up, because I think it'd be quite competitive.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Dave, which one apart from your one? Which one are you hoping doesn't come up?
Doesn't is Dirt 4, because James has obviously spent loads of time on that and he'll do us on it.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Yeah, I've played a bit of Injustice 2, so if that came up, I'd be alright. I'd be happy.
Okay. Right. This is. Let's start this.
Oh, I hope it doesn't fall apart.
Are we having a test spin or are we just going?
No, surely you've
No.
spun it.
No, we're just going.
No, it's been. Just do it.
I've tested this.
Don't you want to know what my choices are? Or are you just
Oh, sorry, Stu. Sorry, Stu. Sorry, Stu. I thought I'd ask
don't
about
care,
Injustice. Which games don't you? Which games are you dreading coming up, mate?
to be fair, Overcooked. It's going to be a nightmare. That
Yeah,
one.
I know.
That one is going to
I don't know what to do.
And I don't know. And all the rest, I'll be all right at. I think I don't mind the others. It's just Overcooked. I won't be okay at. So
Fair enough. Come on then. Let's do the dude.
Are we ready? In 3, 2, 1.
Spin.
look at that spin.
That's got some nice.
That is a good spin. I like that.
That is
Where's it
going
gonna
well.
finish?
What is it?
What is that?
I can't read it.
Oh, it's everybody's done it!
Oh, what a fix! What a fix!
Fix.
No, that's all right. I'm
Tennis.
happy with that. I'm happy with that. I'm
Absolutely
happy with that. That's going to be a good comp. It's going to be a bit like Disc Jam all over again. So, I suspect we'll go through the rules when we do the stream. I suspect we'll do a round robin. We've got precedents for this in Disc Jam where we'll all play each other. We'll set up a mini league for there, and then there'll be a first and second, third and fourth playoff for the podium points. So yeah, everyone happy with that?
Slight problem. Everybody's Tennis doesn't actually support online play, and the share play function is sketchier than Duane Pearson's patient survival record. So for that reason, the game we will be playing this month, in fact, is going to be Wreckfest. Sorry for any inconvenience caused. Thank you.
I think that's a good choice,
bring it
isn't
on.
it? Yeah, it's a good
I've just
choice.
spun it again for balance, and it's landed on steep. So it is random.
That, to be honest, Dave, that worked infinitely better. I literally
I thought it was gonna be garbage.
It's just been
I
one
thought
roll.
I thought it was going to just move and just stop. But that is actually
That would have been brilliant,
piece
though.
of
That was good.
engineering,
Well done.
mate. Excellent. Yeah.
I've been on that. I've been on that all day.
That's going to be your crowning achievement for this whole
Yeah.
podcast.
That is good, and maybe the league. So I guess whoever wins the league gets to win the wheel.
Oh, no, that is a prize to go for. Oh, just one thing on the wheel. You know that we're taking
Wreckfest.
off now. Do you just simply submit it with another game, or do you change the whole wheel again?
Yeah. So
Whoever's bottom, isn't it?
That's correct.
No, whoever loses.
So whoever comes fifth place gets to put the choice of their own in there to try
Oh, so that's me then.
Yeah, well, there you
Well,
go.
let's
we
see.
will see. Who knows? Yeah.
So I get to. Do I say now or shall I?
No, you don't.
No.
No. Oh, sorry.
wait.
No. From now onwards, Among Us was the starter. We'll
Okay.
We started on that, and from now onwards, we'll start replacing the wheel to keep it fresh. Right. Okay. So I guess that concludes the first ever podcast of the League of Gaming Gentlemen. Brilliant to be back round the table with you guys. I'm super excited
Been a blast.
for this.
It's been great.
Year.
Looking forward to it.
It is going to be a lot of laughs, and I hope everyone will continue to join us. And so let's just round up with some housekeeping. So tell the folks, Stu, how they can get in contact with us and how they can engage with us and all that sort of lovely stuff.
Right then, so even though we're middle-aged men, apart from James, who's the imposter in this,
As
we're-
usual.
yeah, we are going full steam on social media this year. So we're doing Twitter, which we've never really done before, and Instagram. We've even got an Instagram account, but we got normal email, and we got Facebook. We'll be on Twitch, and we'll be on YouTube. So The simplest things to get us in most places is the Facebook group will be group/TheLoggBox, and that's LOGG box, TheLoggBox. And that tag will be across everything. So on Twitch, you search for TheLoggBox, Instagram, TheLoggBox. Now YouTube, that's the only anomaly, and I mentioned it earlier on. The problem with YouTube, you need 100 subscribers before you actually get a channel name. So you search for it, or in the notes of the show on the podcast, they'll be in there, the link to the YouTube channel, also on our Facebook page. Now, to be fair, the Facebook page will be the main place where we'd probably post majority of our stuff, because that's probably where we're most comfortable with as well. But we do have an email address, theloggbox@gmail.com. Please send us emails, audio clips, anything you want to do and things like that. And that's a roundup of the housekeeping. So is there any other business from anybody else?
No other business?
I have one thing.
Ooh.
If you have questions, please send them in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Send in the questions. All right, okay. So great, guys. So on to the next challenge.
Wreckfest.
Let's get to it, and let's see you all again next month. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you later.
Play ball.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.